Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we're having the Talisker Wild Blue on the cask. And yeah, it's a Atlanic Coastal Wine Casks Finish 2025. So that's the full name. I'm not quite sure, yeah. So it's actually a very nice special bottling from Talisker. 48.2% ABV, and unfortunately I haven't been able to taste it at the distillery because of some technical reasons, but now I'm going to try it. And it's a very special edition because this is one of these, how do you call it, beneficial, or they engage with the local environment and they want to fundraise with that it's a fundraising bottle, that was the word I'm looking for. It's a fundraising bottle, and they want to fundraise for the Blue Marine Foundation, and that is actually a foundation that is restoring and keeping the wildlife of the coastal and sea regions. I think of Great Britain or in the Atlantic. Not quite sure how far they stretch, but this one is kind of for Talisker, for the Atlantic, because Talisker is very close to the Atlantic. And it got a 16-month finish. That's quite long. In South African red wine cask, and it's their it's these Atlantic coastal wine casks. So I guess these red wine casks have been storing at the Atlantic coast down in South Africa. It's very intense, fruity aromas, marine kind of flavors in there as well. And why is this now beneficial bottling? Because 3 pounds for every sold bottle going to that Blue Marine Foundation. And it's 100% recycled glass, and there is no cardboard box to just keep the amount of waste lower. And there's a bit of in terms of Talisker, I've just visited the Talisker Distillery. I think there is the distillery video just out there. Cut my nails again, so I need a bit of help. What I want to say, I've just visited the Talisker Distillery, and it was a beautiful distillery, and I can highly recommend going to that distillery. And they do have a challenge on the 6th of June. It's called, I think, the Wild Blue Challenge at Talisker. And they do another commitment of fundraising. People come to the distillery, and there are prominent people, and there are just normal swimming lovers, and they want to do a like swimming race, or not kind of race, like is it called medley? So they want to race against the clock with a lot of distance made, and for every, I'm not quite sure if it's kilometer or mile, they do in the ocean, they actually also give 150 pounds to the Blue Marine Foundation, again to raise the environmental protection efforts around Talisker in the Atlantic. So, and you can do that by buying the bottle, and if you live in the UK, I think you can actually join that. I'm not quite sure. Have a look at the Talisker side to have a look how Talisker is doing that, but I think it's limited to people inside the UK. I've read that. The limitation for these bottles is 37,000 bottles, so worldwide. For Talisker, I think that is quite limited, so is what it is. So I'm not quite sure how long this bottle will last. And as I've just been to Talisker, that nice peppery touch, that nice spiciness that you have is very present in the nose here. You have a good amount of smoke in there, so it's a typical Talisker, although with a bit more cherries, berries, and wine touch to it. So it feels like a typical Talisker with a wine cask finish. Doesn't hide anything. 48.2% ABV. Also doesn't hide it. It's quite strong, quite intense, a lot of pepperiness. And then if you look behind that spiciness, it comes a little bit of that wine cask touch to it. All the pepperiness stays quite long. I'm doing this video in the morning, so pepperiness feels a bit more strong in the morning. It always depends on what you had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or whatever, and that feeling really changes your taste buds, because smell is very related to taste, is the taste of differences. You don't have absolute taste. You can't smell what's in a room that you've been standing in for 2 hours or 3 hours. You can only see if someone enters the room, you can smell that person, because it changes the taste inside that room, and then you get adopted to the smell of that person. So it is very marine flavored, very spicy, very smoky, and a bit of a touch of the red wine cask. I guess if you had, like say, a spicy lunch or something, and you're used to the spiciness, you would get more of the wine flavors and less of the spiciness of the Talisker. Well, second sip with that wild 48.2% ABV is a bit less, bits more spiciness, less of that volume intensity of the alcohol, and yeah, the wine. Although I find the wine not to be one of these sweet, easy wines, more of the bit stronger, bit heavier wines. The oaky flavors come through with the wine as well, and the marine flavors, the salt, the smoke, the pepperiness. Pepper is not a marine flavor, but the pepperiness comes through to this very good. So I would have expected more wine in this. It's really a Talisker first, and then you do have a bit of a wine finish, even though it's 16 months. It doesn't matter. It doesn't so much depend on the month. It more depends on how much you have the wine cask soaked, or if you emptied them very thoroughly, or that kind of thing. It really depends more on how the wine cask was treated than the actual month inside the wine cask. So this wine cask influence is not as strong as you know it from other ones. This is really a typical Talisker with a bit of wine cask on the side. Okay, so that was it. So if you want to help the Blue Marine Foundation with £3 and you'd like to have this Talisker, then have a look at Whisky.com. You can buy the bottle there. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.